Hey heroes and welcome to this New World video. With the summer patch came a bunch of changes to New World. In today's video I want to specifically focus on the changes to the loot system and the legendary items that you can now gather from Caminus. So with the change came an update where level 59 to 63 creatures can now drop gear up to 600, but the gear range is still anywhere between 500 and 600 and it's not guaranteed to be over 590. So in Caminus there's a total of 5 mobs of 3 different varieties, and these all have new items that can be dropped. So if you come off here and you run up the stairs, just a little while there you'll see the Caminus Gate Lord. You can run past him. If you want to de-aggro him, you can run over to the building just past him and jump onto the roof. He'll eventually de-aggro. Then once he's gone, if you run up the scaffolding and into the cave, you'll find one of the Demolitionists. You can come back out of there, jump back over the ledge, past that building that we were on, and through the big gates. And if you keep running up, there is a little scaffolding that you can jump on to de-aggro any mobs, and then just below you next to the orichalcum is another demolitionist. You can jump back onto the road, run up to the right hand side, and then keep moving upwards all the stairs, and you will find Overseer Levi. And then if you jump over the ledge onto the platform, and then inside the cave just at the end there is another demolitionist. And these are the creatures that we're going to look at today. So let's take a look at the named items that can now be obtained from Caminus. We'll take a look at the demolitionists first, since they don't have unique items, and these items can also drop from the Caminus Gate Lord and Overseer Levi. But if you are looking for these items specifically, these are obtainable from the demolitionist. So we have the Dark Days. This is a rapier with Constitution and Dexterity, which is good because that's how it scales. It's got Ancient Bane, Deadly Flourish, and Life Stealing. Ancient Bane dealing the extra damage to Ancients. Deadly Flourish deals 39% more damage against targets below 50% health, and Life Stealing, which gives you 5% of your damage back as health. I won't necessarily use a rapier against Ancients, but if you decided to, that would be a nice enough piece for you. Next we have Miscalculations. This is a Life Staff with Focus, which is how it scales, so that's nice. Ancient Bane, Refreshing Evasion, and Mending Protection. So you'd normally want Blessed on a Life Staff, but if you decided to run without that, Ancient Bane would help you provide more damage. Refreshing Evasion helps your cooldowns come back if you dodge, and then you've got the weapon perk on there, which is now better after the update due to weapon perks being stronger when they're on the weapons. And this now does increased healing power by 41% for 3 seconds if Orb of Protection heals an ally with less than 50% health. I don't think it'll be the best life staff in the game, but if you have no other option or you want something to provide a bit of extra support in those dungeons like Lazarus, then that may be okay for you. And then we've got the Cowl of the Ogre. This is light headwear with Intelligence and Constitution, which is nice. That'll fit into the Light Lord out for you. And then you've got Refreshing, Ancient Ward, and Freedom. So this is going to be good for any Void Gauntlet users in Lazarus, for example. You've got the Refreshing helping your cooldowns come back quicker, Ancient Ward taking less damage from Ancients, and then Freedom reducing the time on those slow stuns and roots. Really nice. Okay, so let's take a look at Caminus Gate Lord. We've got 2 weapons here, the Atlas Killer, which is a rapier with Dexterity and Intelligence, which is its first and secondary damage stats there. We have Chain Fire, which causes a chain reaction on your basic attacks, which spreads to nearby targets. Life Stealing, which is 5% of your damage back as health. And then Mortal Lifesteal, which is an upgrade here. So when you kill something, you gain 6.8% of your health, and that can happen every second. Not a big fan of the Chain Fire perks, but if you want a Sustain Rapier, the 2 life healing perks there are nice. And next we have the Cinder Forged Reaper. This is a great axe with Constitution and Strength. It's got Lost Bane, 14% extra damage to Lost. Got Refreshing Charge, hitting a target with Unpredictable Strike reduces the cooldown by 53%. Unpredictable Strike is one of the abilities you can pick up in the tree, that when you press right mouse button while charging, it does a big arc swing. And then Chain Nature, basic attacks, triggering off a nature chain that bounces between nearby targets, and Lost are weak to nature, so that could be good for handling big groups of those. Slash damage isn't the greatest against Lost, but if you wanted a secondary weapon for your hammer and you were running as a bruiser, that would be a very nice piece for you. So let's take a look at Overseer Levi. He's got 3 weapons here for you. So you've got the Loudener. This is a blunderbuss with Constitution and Strength. It's based off Strength for its damage. That's nice. We've got Enchanted on there, that your attacks deal 9.8% more damage. It's got Chain Lightning, that your basic attacks will trigger a chain of lightning to bounce between nearby targets. And then it's got Hated, so you generate 141% more threat. This would probably be used as a tanking blunderbuss because it does have a taunt on one of the abilities. So let's take a look at the next weapon, and my favourite of all of these items. This is the Noblewoman's Ogre Hunter. This is a musket with dexterity. It's got enchanted, which deals more damage on all your attacks. Empowered shooter's stance, so hitting a target while in shooter's stance grants him power, increasing damage by 40% for 3 seconds. This used to be 24%. And then mortal power, which has had an upgrade, which makes this weapon amazing. When you kill something, gain 15% in power for 20 seconds on a 1-second cooldown. This is my new sought after invasion musket. The only thing that could make this better is if that enchanted was Corrupted Bane, because I think that Mortal Empower is going to take over from enchanted in PvE content that isn't a boss. And finally, we have the Overseer's Regret. This is a musket with 30 dexterity, that's how its damage scales, so that's nice. We have life stealing, 5% of the damage you do comes back as health. We have Vicious and Vorpal, which makes this a headshotting machine, 25% extra damage in total if you land a headshot, and obviously 5% of that will be coming back as health to you. And these are all the items that you can obtain from Caminus. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe, and I'll catch you next time.